this is Mango App development team. Here I am going to walk through Google API and scopes that we are using in our application. So this is our Sydney data center, matrix.mangoes.com domain in our Sydney data center. Now let me log in with Google SSO. So this is the client ID that we are using in our Sydney data center. And these are the permissions that we require in Mango apps to access authenticate user data. View your email message and settings for Gmail widget. See, edit, create, delete of your Google Drive file for Google Drive. View events on your calendar and see and download any calendar you can access using calendar for Google Calendar. Now let me allow it. After allowing, it will redirect to the Mango portal. So in Mango portal, we have three different widgets: Google Drive, Google Calendar, and Gmail, where we can see the ask permission data. So if we talk about Gmail widget, in Gmail widget we have three different tabs: inbox, send, and draft, where we fetched authenticate user inbox data, send data, and draft data. So if we talk about any particular email, we saw username or email ID who sent a mail, title of mail, and the content. The content, we have a setting in edit widget where we can configure the content preview. So we can configure it 0 to 500, and based on the configuration, the data show on widget and up to the 500 character, or based on configuration, and after that it will truncate. And while clicking on any email, it will redirect to mail.google.com and open that specific mail to authenticate user. Apart from that, we have search option. We have compose button. By clicking on compose button, it will open mail.google.com in new tab and open the compose box to authenticate user and view or email link. By clicking on it, it will redirect to mail.google.com in new tab. So this was about Gmail. Now let me talk about Google Drive. In Google Drive, we fetch authenticate user, folders, and file. And while clicking on any file, it will open that file in new tab in docs.google.com or on Google Drive. And while clicking on folder, it will fetch the associated files and folders, or we can say subfolders, and plot in Google Drive widget. We have search option here. We can search file and folders. We have sorting option. We can sort by date, update, last updated at, and by name. We have new file option. While clicking on it, open drive.google.com in new tab where we can create a new file. If I talk about the edit widget, edit Google Drive widget, in set properties, we have our option selected folder. We can choose any folder from here, and based on the selection, the file and folder reflect on Google Drive widget. And we can create a new folder from here. So I have created a new folder 222. You can see the newly created folder reflected on Google Drive widget. So this was about Google Drive widget. Now moving to Google Calendar widget. In Google Calendar widget, in set properties, we have an option to choose the calendar. So by default, we saw uh, one calendar as a selected, but we can choose multiple calendar, and based on the selection here, the event of this calendar plot in Google Calendar widget. So I'll select all and save it. Moving to month view, we can see here all the events of selected calendar, and by hovering on any event, it will open a pop-up where we can see the event title and time and name of the person. So this was about Google Calendar, and this is from my side. Thank you.